So, no real reason behind it, just he was drunk.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude, where I do trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, I review YouTube channels. Occasionally, I'll review a movie, but really, I just do whatever the hell I want.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude. Okay, we're going to do one from a channel called They Will Kill You. And this is when Walmart goes wrong. That's the title of the video. When Walmart goes wrong.
Number 10. Massive Walmart Brawl. In 2016, over the 4th of July weekend, a massive brawl occurred at a New York Walmart. It started after two teenagers mocked a 24-year-old woman's dress. All parties belonged to large families, and up to 30 people started brawling. Some went to the sporting goods section and armed themselves with baseball bats. Fortunately, the police swiftly intervened before anyone got seriously hurt. 4 people were arrested in the aftermath. They included 17-year-old Nika Brooks, who injured a 52-year-old man after throwing a can of food at his head. Number 9. Amber Stevenson and Rebecca Mills. In June of 2015, Amber Stevenson and Rebecca Mills.
If you haven't seen this, this was all over the internet like years ago. These two women started fighting in the health and beauty section, like where the shampoo and all that stuff is. And their little boy, the one woman's little boy even got involved in it. It was terrible.
Brawled in an Indiana Walmart, with the former encouraging her young son to take part in the fight. Stevenson claimed that the incident started after she'd heard Mills utter a racial slur to a store employee. Mills, who was riding a motorized scooter, then threatened said employee. Stevenson confronted her, and the women, both in their 30s, started striking each other and wrestled to the floor. At some point, Stevenson encouraged her 6-year-old son, Johnny, to punch Mills in the head. The child, a reported martial arts enthusiast, did as his mother asked and also threw shampoo bottles at the woman. Security didn't intervene, and neither did bystanders, for fear of repercussions or potential lawsuits. Police officers arrived at the store in the brawl's aftermath, but no charges were brought, and neither woman had been significantly hurt. However, following the release of security camera footage, which became viral online, Stevenson was arrested for asking her son to take part in the fight. She was charged with neglect of a dependent, which is a Class 6 felony, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Number 8. Gava family. On March the 21st of 2015, a brutal brawl broke out between police officers and 8 members of a vagrant Christian family band.
I remember this too.
In the parking lot of a Walmart in Cottonwood, Arizona.
This
the
was
Gava
bad.
family played together in Matthew 24 Now, with their band name being inspired by a Bible fragment referencing the end of the world. They'd been camping outside the store for several days. The 911 call had been placed following an altercation over the use of the Walmart restroom. At least one member of the Gava family had reportedly pushed a store employee. The responding officers approached them in the parking lot at around midnight, claiming they needed to separate them so that they could be interviewed. The proposition enraged the family, and a brawl ensued. An officer was put in a headlock and dragged to the ground. A Walmart employee joined in the melee and engaged one of the Gavas in a fist fight. A struggle was then reported over one of the officer's sidearm. 3 shots were fired, but according to the authorities, it's unclear who in the pileup had the handgun at the time. Sergeant Jeremy Daniels and 18-year-old David Gava sustained gunshot injuries to their legs, but ultimately recovered. 21-year-old Enoch Gava was fatally shot in the head. 5 of the Gavas, including the family's patriarch and matriarch, were arrested and charged with resisting arrest, aggravated assault, hindering prosecution, and rioting. Number 7. Richard Lawrence Calvin. In 2011, an elderly man was beaten to death with a baseball bat inside the sporting goods section of a Walmart in Lakewood, California. 47-year-old Richard Lawrence Calvin, who was described as homeless, charged 74-year-old David Oakleaf and struck him in the head with an aluminium baseball bat. The security footage indicated that Calvin was already in the store and wandering the aisles with the bat in hand. After Oakleaf entered, Calvin attacked him without warning, inflicting devastating
Just
head
an absolute
while some sources
psychopath.
report that the fatal bludgeoning had occurred randomly and unprovoked. Others claimed that the men had previously interacted in the parking lot. Calvin had allegedly approached Oakleaf, asking for change, and had become angry when the elderly man refused to give him any money. Calvin was deemed mentally fit to stand trial and subsequently charged with 1 count of murder. Number 6.
It's terrible.
Hamid Aid Zaid. On Easter Sunday 2013, Hamid Aid Zaid crashed an Oldsmobile Cutlass through the glass doors of a Walmart in San Jose. Prior to ramming the car through the store's front entrance, 33-year-old Zaid had made several passes around the parking lot and grazed the customer's vehicle. Zaid's Cutlass then shattered the glass doors and went 10 to 20 feet in the store, which had dozens of customers inside at the time. Fortunately, none were struck by the vehicle, although some minor injuries were reported as a result of flying debris. Zaid then got out of the car and started attacking those inside with a steel pipe. He injured 4 people, one of them severely, but no fatalities were reported. Customers were able to immobilize him as they waited for the police. Zaid was taken into custody and subsequently charged, among others, with 2 counts of attempted murder, 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, and 2 counts of felony vandalism. Investigators believe that he was intoxicated at the time of the crash. Number 5.
So, no real reason behind it, just he was drunk.
5. Shooting of John Crawford III. One of the most infamous incidents to have taken place at a Walmart in recent years was the 2014 shooting of John Crawford III. On August the 5th, 2 officers responded to a call that a subject with a gun was in the pet supplies area of a Walmart in Beaver Creek, Ohio. As he was browsing, Crawford was actually holding a BB gun that was sold in the store. The 911 call had been placed by a Walmart customer, claiming that 22-year-old Crawford had been pointing the gun at other people inside. Security footage would show him talking on his cell phone, but at no point was he seen aiming the gun at others. When police officers arrived at the scene, they approached him, believing the BB to be a real weapon. According to them, Crawford didn't respond to their verbal commands of dropping the item and lying on the ground. One of the officers then fatally shot Crawford in the torso, believing he was moving to escape. The incident was captured by security cameras, but the footage didn't clarify whether Crawford was shot before or after reacting to the police presence. No charges were brought against the 2 officers involved. The fatal shooting was followed by protests maintaining
bet.
it had been the result of racial profiling, since Crawford was an African-American male. His mother also claimed that the footage didn't corroborate the officer's version of events. Number 4. Murder of Melanie Lyons. In January of 2021, a group of 4 girls fatally stabbed 15-year-old Melanie Lyons at the Lake Charles Walmart in Louisiana. The disturbing attack was live streamed on social media. In the moments leading up to it, the perpetrators, aged 12 to 14, had been spotted in the kitchen aisle. Following a fight with Lyons, they used knives stolen from the very store they were at to attack her. They then bragged about it on social media, displaying no remorse and claiming they'd stabbed her through the heart. One of the attackers was heard saying, "Oh well, she dead now." Lyons was rushed to a local hospital, where she passed away due to her extensive injuries. The girls were later arrested, and one of them, a 13-year-old, was charged with second-degree murder, while the others were charged as principals to the killing. Number 3.
That's bad.
Brawl over PS5.
Their whole life is ruined now. And that poor girl who was killed, her family has got to live knowing that. Wow.
One of them, a 13-year-old, was charged with second-degree murder, while the others were charged as principals to the killing. Number 3. Brawl over PS5. On December the 13th of 2020, 2 women were involved in a brutal altercation at a Walmart in Charlotte, North Carolina. A verbal fight broke out in the store's electronics section, and multiple reports suggested it was centered on a PlayStation 5. The newly released gaming console was in short supply around the holidays, and with tensions high, The two unnamed women argued over it. As the confrontation turned physical, one of them managed to drag the other to the ground by pulling on her braids. She then got on top of her and started punching her in the head. Before she was eventually pulled off, she stomped on the woman's head, knocking her out for a few seconds. Security didn't intervene, and instead of trying to break up the fight, other customers opted to record it on their cell phones. Neither woman was identified, as they both fled before officers arrived at the scene. Today's topic was requested by KG. Dead troll died in London.
Well, at least they were okay, I guess. But all over a PS5.
London subway and Icy Halo. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2, Lewis Lane. In June of 2020, a former employee at a Walmart distribution center in Red Bluff, California, shot up the building. 31-year-old Lane had been fired from the center in February of 2019 for failing to show up for his shift. It's unclear if the attack was solely motivated by a grudge against the company. After making several runs in the parking lot, Lane crashed into the building. After his vehicle erupted in flames, he got out and started firing a semi-automatic AR-15 type rifle. Employee Martin Haro Lonzano sustained critical injuries, to which he succumbed in a local hospital. 6 other people were injured, but not to a life-threatening degree. Lane was shot dead after engaging responding police in firefight, in which up to 30 rounds were exchanged. Number 1, Walmart mass shooting. On August the 3rd of 2019, Patrick Wood Crucis opened fire on a Walmart superstore in El Paso, Texas. Armed with a WASR-10 semi-automatic rifle, 21-year-old Crucis started shooting from the parking lot before entering the crowded store. Desperate customers were forced to hide and flee to other stores in the adjacent mall. Crucis gunned down 23 people aged 15 to 56 and injured 23 others. He then fled in his car and subsequently surrendered to Texas Rangers at an intersection. The mass shooting was considered one of the deadliest anti-Latino attacks in recent U.S. history. Upon his arrest, Crucis himself stated that he targeted Mexicans during his killing spree. A manifesto, allegedly authored by Crucis, had been posted on an online message board. It had anti-Hispanic and anti-immigrant content while also supporting white genocide conspiracy theories. Crucis's defense argued that he'd been suffering from lifelong neurological and mental disabilities.
Obviously.
In early September, Walmart announced that it would be removing handgun ammunition and some assault weapons from its American stores. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that guy had to be crazy to do something like that. Well, that was When Walmart Goes Wrong from the channel They Will Kill You. You know, my grief counselor died recently, but luckily, he was so good I really didn't give a shit.
Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hashtag Mean Gene, all that fun stuff. And if you like this video, tell all your friends, leave a comment down below. And if you didn't like it, then just shut up. And I will see you next time.